join me at the famous Berners Hall, and I'm fishing a BCAC, and it's actually a singles as well. So you join me for the next 48 hours alongside Steve, and we're going to bring you on our journey. Am I happy with the draw? It could be worse.
Ben Parker. D5.
I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you.
Come on the carp, come on the ParkerBaits, and come on the 50-pounders, baby. It's 11:30, obviously the klaxon, if you like, went off. It's quite funny because everybody in this D section sort of eyeing each other up at the moment. There's a couple of people casting. My end goal at the moment, digest and see what's going on. We've got a lovely trickle going down that end of the lake, which Steve made a valid point. He said, if you fish these pegs before, so I've never fished this peg, but I fished the peg opposite, and I managed a lovely one, a fish called Patch. It was 42 pounds, it's actually my PB. It's common, beautiful common chestnut. Got his patch on it, lovely fish, beautiful fish. But imagine catching that again, because I know that goes mid-40s now. So yeah, that'd be nice. Also as well, put a smile on my face when I turn up. I haven't been to Berners Hall in a while, but they've got like a little hut here now where you can like buy bits. Food, drinks, ice creams, etc. And there's also a bit of bait in there as well. But when you first walk in your right hand side, there's a picture of Essex, which is another fish that I've had from this particular lake, and it's a bagger. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. Like I said, just taking it slow. Concentrate on my section. And I think that's the best thing to do, to be honest. Otherwise you can get a bit carried away, worrying about what everybody else is doing. I've got to worry about what I'm doing in my section, and that's all that matters. Another thing as well, very weedy at the moment, and it is barbless. It's going to be hair if I hook into something. It's going to be hit hole, walk back, fingers crossed can land it, because I know a lot of fish has been getting hooked over the duration of the last couple of weeks here, but because of the weed they've been losing them. But it is what it is, but I understand the reasons why you use barbless hooks here, because all the fish are mint, and I think that sort of works off the back of the barbless hooks, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, lovely times. Now it's a nos a pig. Right, so it's probably good for a little update, because it's gone to about 3 o'clock, Stevie boy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about that. Sun's still out though.
Sun's out, it's absolutely sweltering, but like I said, a little bit of a recap on what's happened so far. So I've been sat out in this sun, I've got my sun cream on, and I have been giving them mixers, and it's been very, very sporadic. Not Pac-Manning or anything like that. It's been, like I said, very sporadic. I did miss one, took the mixer, pulled into it, nothing. Definitely took my mixer, because I am fishing a little pinky on top, and it helps as a sighter, and something we went over massively in the channel. The bluebell footage, not last week, week before, I've had a fish just under 40 pounds off the top, same tactics. And Rob and Jordan have been out as well, and again you're seeing that on the screen right now. Mega session. They had in excess of 20 odd fish, Steve, I think, didn't they? I was saying crazy. So anyway, this one here, like I said, I think I pushed it too far. I thought, no, you're alright, let it go. When I say I pushed it too far, what I mean is I'm fishing off the back of a weed bed, and I wanted it not in the weed bed, just off it. So obviously it is the weed, and this zig's going to set up obviously just in front of it. I've got a drop, I am fishing, I'm really happy with that. So that bobbin's getting clipped on. You'll notice I'm fishing just the one rod at the moment, because it is a 2-rod rule, and I'm obviously playing about with the floaters. So I can't then have another rod out and then fish with a float, because then I'll be fishing 3 rods, so it's very important. I don't have another rod, I've just got 1 rod, and I can, if I do see fish or they start feeding again, I can then work off the back of that and obviously take full advantage of them, maybe nick one off the top. But now we've got this ugly wind. It's coming, I say wind, it's a chop, it's not a wind. Christ, not for Berners standards anyway. Just to put it into perspective, I'm sure Ben won't mind, I'll nick some footage now as a little Instagram post that's cemented in my head. Of him when he was up here, or a video he got, I think, and bivvies were getting smashed. So check this out. It can get hairy up here, so to say it's windy is probably lying. It really is just chop on the water. But what the reason why I bring this up is because when you've got a chop on the water and you're trying to fish mixes, especially in a match scenario, you don't want them feeding the other peg. So you've got to be very careful of what you're doing. I'm sort of mixing them up, and then 1 minute it's coming this way, then the wind changes going this way, then it's going that way, and then it's come towards us as well. We've had a bit of everything. So there's the update of all updates. I don't think any fish have come out as of yet. There was a match on there last week, and I don't think it done many bites at all. It was fishing really hard, and I'm guessing this is probably going to be a repeater with this scenario here this weekend. So yeah, update.
Very majestic.
Majestic, is that the word, is it?
That's the word of the day.
So it'd be rude if I didn't go over exactly how I'm fishing my mixes. Now if you work, mate, there's a fish on top right there. I point like you're going to see it on the camera, you're not even going to see it on the camera, but there's a fish. They're just sort of patrolling through the spot. Yeah, it'd be rude not to go over our mixes. Now some of you may or may not be aware, like I just mentioned, we've just dropped our new ParkerBaits mixes, and there they are. I'm done with them. I've got some 6s and the 11s in there. I like mixing them up. I think the 6s keep them a little bit occupied, and then these, they come in and smash them. Obviously I've got the Scopex Flat Spot in there as well, and also what I've done is I've been a little bit naughty and put a little bit of magic dust on there as well to give them a little bit more of a kick. They got not much, just a little bit, because I don't want to play about the buoyancy of them. Obviously our floaters are infused with Flat Spot out the bag, so you don't need to add Flat Spot. Just being, again, I want to make the most of putting as much Flat Spot on to flatten it off because of the ripple, like I've just mentioned. That's very important. So yeah, there they are. Them bad boys. Well happy with these, and they're absolutely flying. Doing big fish up and down the country. Beautiful. And then what I've been doing is just putting a little bit more in because of that ripple, and shaking it a little bit so it doesn't go over my whole back. It sort of lubes up all the baits. Yeah? This one a little bit short. And again, wind's moving, so you've got to go upwind, otherwise it gets a bit hairy. And again, adding that Flat Spot in makes the baits hum. What do I mean by that? So they sort of sits out, because you've got an oil-based product, it sort of sits there, flattens it up, takes the ripple off, therefore the mixers don't move as fast as they, yes, granted they're going to move, but just not as fast as they normally would. Yeah, just a couple, I don't want to go crazy, or one, that'll do. Sit back, get up there, and I do like about this about Berners, although the water level's massively down. Obviously all the farmers are feeding the fields, but up the top you can look down and you can almost penetrate the water better with your Polaroids on, which is quite good. So yeah, mixer madness. God, it would be nice to nick one, wouldn't it?
What we deserve. And where down we go, where down we go.
Shaking, mate. Not long after the cast, put the rod out, and then bang. I was like, I mean, what I was trying to do is just get back up the bank, because the higher up the bank, sometimes it's easier to get them in. But yeah, didn't happen that time. But oh well, positive. Right, well, 5:30, so the right mare, got my got my floater, caught the hook off my zig. What are the chances? It's that far underneath the surface, and it's my controller's hooked the hook. Anyway, rod's back out, or rod back out, and everything ready to go for controller and that. It's freaking hot. But what I will do is I'll show you around quickly. If you look behind me now, it's the first time it's been a little bit flat. So I've just cracked a nice cold can of Coke, because Emma got me a nice cool bag, and I put not something I don't normally bring, if I'm honest with you. I'm out every week and I don't bring a cool bag. It's sad, isn't it? But no, I've got a cool bag with me, and I've just had a lovely cold. Well, I'm gonna have a lovely cold Coke in a second, and then you've got a Sprite, mate, ain't you?
Not sponsored by Sprite, though.
not sponsored by Sprite, but yeah, there you go. Nice and flat. Have a drink, and then go again. So I think it's important to just give yourself a little bit of a breather, because I literally have not stopped today. And as I've said that, a fish has just rolled right in front of me. Get up. Wow, finally chance to sit down and, well, yeah, just take a moment of what's gone on today. So at the beginning of the video I mentioned about a fish called Eric's. That fish has come out on top today, over 40 pound, alongside I think a kilo or something. I think the fish is, well, arguably one of the nicest commons in the lake. The colours of it are just beautiful. So really truly is a lovely fish. And the same gentleman's had both of these fish. He's had 2 fish off the top. My brain can't comprehend that. Like, that's mega. That is like what you dream about. Well, I do anyway, but that is, yeah, that's truly mega. So obviously a little bit gutted I lost that one today, but I've just topped up with a bit of bait. 3 or 4 kilo seemed a lot, but I'm using a midi spawn, but I'd rather keep it a little bit controlled, and it sprays it a little bit different. If you sort of the large spawns are all right, but I think you can get carried away with them. So I do, that midi X is a perfect size for me. So I've put about 3 to 4 kilo out of the mixture: hemp, sweet corn, a little bit of chopped worm as well, and really basic. And then our OG fish chops, and I've just put the OG fish chops in, fresh chops. They've gone in, as you know, they are fresh chops, but they're actually shelf life chops, because we had a limited run of them after the ParkerBaits open day. So that's what I've been putting in. When a lovely mixture, it truly did, like a stodgy, but there was also some big bits in there as well, because I don't want to overfeed them. I want to get them down and sort of pecking around, and hence why I went out with one on a Ronnie rig and one on a PVA bag. Obviously I'll go into more depth over the next couple of days with exactly what I'm doing, but that's basically where I'm at now. I am starting to lag a bit now, I'm not going to lie. It's been a hell of a day, a busy day, and we go again. I'm going to go and get up first light, and we need to make it happen. I've got a bit of a plan. If I can get them going on them floaters early hours, I could nick a few fish very quickly, and then it's going to shut off again throughout the day, because it's going to be very warm again tomorrow. So that's sort of my ambitions going into the night. But yeah, rod's out for now. That is the update. It is now 8:30, and yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. Bosh. The leaderboard's up on the screen now, where people are at, what people have caught. Was it 4 to point or something?
4, yeah. So
4
far.
fish to point.
Nothing in our section.
Nothing in our section yet, so it's all playful. Well, the darkness is definitely rolling in now, and not much going on, if I'm honest. The wind has been all over the show today. It's literally done a 360 at one point, down all over. It's just been crazy, but now it's just got this little bit of a chop on the water, and just hoping and praying they move in tonight. But like I said, I'm going to get up first light and really work the swim tomorrow, and see if I can get, if I can get 3 or 4 bites. The swim is horrendous for weed, but if I can get 3 or 4 bites and land one of them, then that was worth doing. So that is literally where I'm at the moment. A mere update. I'm just going to sit back now, look onto the water, like I said, watch that darkness roll in, and hopefully I'll get an absolute screamer. I'll see you in a bit. That's it.
That's a decent.
Get some sparklers.
Yeah, that's some decent money ones, isn't it? It's quite far away though, because you can't hear the bank.
No, you can't.
Underneath there is some chicken. No, I don't really care what I'm eating at the moment, because I'm concentrating on other things rather than food. Fresh oil that. Put that on there, that is a banging sandwich.
That does look quite good to be fair.
You sure you don't want one?
I think I do after seeing that.
Yeah, there you go, mate. If you want one, you can work yourself. We full.
Ben's cat.
And off we go. The Parker burrito.
first light, topped up with a bit of bait, wanted to redo the rods, and the gentleman next door to me has just pulled up into a fish, so that's a good sign. I know the fish have been coming. I've had a few mates up here fishing over the last couple of days, and they've been coming from around 7 o'clock, half asleep, 7 o'clock, so that would probably mean they're coming down and they're on their way now. So first person hook into a fish in D section, fair play to him. Come on, carp. Right, wow, the rain's coming in now. The wind's picking up behind me, it's sort of going across the lake. I've just topped up with, I'm glad I kept my rods. I did have them going on top, and they are going on top, but they're feeding off the back of the weed, which isn't my water. And I don't want to push my luck because they are feeding like high heaven. The gentleman at the moment's not fishing mixers, but they are going like clappers over there. There's 3, 4, 5, 6 fish showing now over there taking mixers. And more, Jesus, I'm shaking as I'm saying it, but yeah, I'm not going to keep giving them mixers because it's only going to feed that spot. But the rain's coming in, which should make them stop, but rods are out on the money. Oh, come on. Just glad he ain't on the controller, because that's a bite, that is.
I've just seen a fish take a mixer just over the top of the zig. I've just decided to bail the controller float and put a zig out because it's so sporadic out there. I'd rather have something there permanently. Every time you move the float, I'll be damned the fish pop up somewhere else. But I've just done an update, so I think another 2 fish have come out, and the pictures just come out. I go to Steve, I'll recognise one of them fish, I'm pretty sure. Looked back through the pictures on the screen now, is a fish I've had in the past as well. Lovely fish it is, like a linear, and that's come out. And I think that was in B section, Steve, wasn't it? I think so. B section. So fair play to them, and some lovely fish as well. The averaging is ridiculous. You know, if you come here from a outside of the match perspective, people coming to Berners Hall, it's definitely a must and should be on your bucket list. If you, wherever you are in the country, it's worth the drive, getting it booked in. And coming down the stocking here is just incredible. I've probably mentioned that numerous times already in this video, but there's just some absolute gnarly fish in this lake. For a day ticket water, 350s, numerous 40s, and God knows how many 30s is just crazy. So yeah, that is the update for now. It's 9:30. Still plenty of time today, but just for now, I think I'm going to leave that zig for. I'm going to do the zig. I'm going to recast it every sort of 45 minutes. I'm going to set a timer. Bottom bait, I'm happy with it is. It's literally crack on the money, right hand rod. It physically couldn't be any better. So it's on the bait. So I've got my baited area covered just in case they drop down on that. Obviously, have a fish, boom, I can flick to it, so on. But yeah, working hard. Like I said, not stopped this morning since about, what was it, 15:15, sort of coming up to 5 o'clock, 4:30. Ever since then, I've sort of been out. So Steve's just working away. When I say Steve's been working away on his laptop, doing all the bits and bobs, and I've been down there thumping mixers out, and the wind's turned, and then it's been feeding other people. That's another thing this morning, it was feeding others. So I thought he's going to catch one after that, so I thought, again, you've got to move them over, so then they flow across the back of the swim, because the gentleman to the left of him is not fishing controllers. You then got to sort of put spoms, like, very strategic, so it doesn't, you're not feeding someone else's peg. So that's the update for now. A little bit frustrating, but no fish come out in D section. Hairy match, really. I mean, could be one fish that could put us through. It really could. So meaning I need to get on that controller this afternoon. Maybe when it gets a little bit hotter. It's still meant to be a hot, muggy day today, although there's like nearly, I think it's 80% plus cloud cover, because although it's sort of muggy now, it's full cloud in the sky. Yesterday there was a little bit of break, there was blues in the sky, it was lovely, but yeah, a little bit different today. But I think that's maybe why they've been taking more so with the mixes, but just getting not in my peg off the back of this bit of weed which is out of my water. So right, I was struggling down there a little bit. It's getting very, very hot, but this wind is just making the fishing on the surface impossible. So I've put a zig out on the area, a couple of nightmares. I tried putting it up against the back of the weed, but it's just so thick there. I don't want to bang it around, so I'm sort of like casting over there and just feeling for a drop, so I know that zig's live. It's more towards the PVA bag rod, the right hand rod now. But I'm getting it in though, so weedy, like reeling it in, pulling off all this weed. Link was alright, just needed to pull it all off, so it was one of them. But yeah, sat in the bivvy now, I'm just going to sit and digest. I think you can get a bit carried away sometimes. I'm going to sit, just watch the water and see what they're doing really. I mean, there's not fish sort of coming up at all now. It's sort of pushed the mixers and just sort of killed it. So I think that is, I still don't think they've just automatically dropped to the bottom. There's still a lot of fish there sort of milling around them top sort of 3 to 4 foot of the water, I would sort of say, so hence why I've put that zig out. But then I've also got the best of both worlds because I've got the bottom bait out as well, over the bait, little PVA bag. So very quiet in D section to say the least. So that day gone, it's now just gone 20 past 6 and a very uneventful afternoon, and I've just looked up and I've just put some mixes out and I've just seen a first fish take them. That's the first fish I've seen take something in a while, to be honest with you. But little recap on today. I think I went over the floaters earlier, so it'll be quite interesting. What I have been doing is I've been lacing them with the flat spot, hitting them with the magic dust, and obviously putting the flat spot on first, lubing them up if you like, make them sticky, and then hitting them with the dust. You can use them straight out of the bag, and I have been using them straight out of the bag, but when that chops in the water and I really want to take the edge off, I've been obviously adding more flat spot into the spawn just before I cast it. So now we're going into the night and I'm just sort of prepping things really. I've got some 18mm OG fish washing out with some corn and some hemp. I'm going to put that over the baited spot just before dark. Fished 2 rods on that tonight. I've had a zig out all day, so I think I mentioned earlier I was fishing off the back of a weed bed I've been sort of playing about with. I've got 3 different weed beds in front of me, and sort of putting them in front of them off the back in open water, or sort of, when I say open water, no weeds surrounding it at all, and it's just not done bites. Played about with depths as well, not done bites. And then obviously the frustration this morning, seeing fish obviously take the mixes that you're putting out off your spot, it's quite frustrating. But anyway, I've gone in with what I know. Last year when we done the match, I was putting out a lot of 18 mils, and I'd done the 18 mils. Well, I said I put a lot of 18 mils out. The first night I didn't because I was fishing bags, but the second night come in and we needed a fish to put us through. So I said, right, I'm going to go in with what I know. So I put 18 mils out, salt, and I think a lot of the sauce as well. Me and Steve were talking about this earlier. And I put that over a spot, put a rod on it, and the next morning that went with a 34-12, I think it was, or something like that, and it put us 1 ounce in the lead, that particular fish, and then we got knocked out, I think it was an hour or 2 hours before the end. So I'm going to try and repeat that today. Be nice to catch one, because like I said, nothing's been out in our section, so that could really benefit us massively and stop it going into a cast off. Nobody wants it to go to a cast off today really and start doing this and relying on that. I'd love to really catch one, and it makes it even more devastating when I look back now earlier on in the match when I lost that one. But staying positive. I've got a plan in my head, and the last thing is, just before I leave, is obviously going into the night. Now there's been a chop on the water throughout the day, and my plan of action is it's meant to stop sort of early hours of the morning. So I know first light starts coming up about 4:15, so I get up about then, prep myself, have a coffee, and then I'm going to give it to them with the mixes. I've got till 9 o'clock if I haven't had nothing, to try and get them going on their mixes, to try and nick a bite prior to the match ending. That would be the ultimate, being that it's going to be calm. It's going to be a lot more easier to obviously get these mixes out in my head. So that's what I'm going to do. If I can get a few fish feeding, I might be able to nick one, then it's game over then. Fish taken now, but this is what worries me. They're taking not in my water, they're taking, because the wind's going across, they're going into the gentleman the other side, and they're literally 10 wraps out in front of him now. Fish are taking mixes, which is a little bit worrying. Like I said, spoke to him at the end, he's been working hard, particularly that gentleman throughout the whole trip in front of me, and definitely one to keep an eye out on. Well, everybody, it can happen to anybody at any time, can't it, on these matches? If they've only got to move in on you, and then it's game over. As long as you're a bit savvy, you've got some bait in your spot, and you've got live rigs out there, it can, like I just said, it can be game over. It truly can. So I am going to leave it at that. That is the update. Nice out there at the moment in regards to the light. We've got plenty of light, but we are going to bring you some foodie bits this evening. Myself and Steve are being really naughty. I said to my missus, got me some bits, but I've not got anything that's going to cost me any money, meaning I've not got any fresh food with me, because we've eaten all the fresh food. I've got bacon, and we're going to have that in the morning, I think. I haven't told Steve this yet, but I saw a pack earlier that we missed. So we've got rolls. No, not at all. We can, whoever cooks it, but we've got bacon and rolls in the morning. But we're probably, I know me and Steve will probably have that about 5, 6 in the morning. Like I said, got to be off for 9, or the match closes at 9 o'clock from what I'm aware. So yeah, I'll see you all in a bit.
Who looks at the starters? There's 3 of them in special top pepper box, 2 of the sea salsa, 2 chicken balls, put a coke test on the contact.
Yeah, the the chicken balls are with sweet sour sauce as well, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
£79 ticket, it can be about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, okay then mate, you come straight down the gate there to the car park.
Right, come down with ParkerBaits this evening, and this is what we got. Chinese, so we've got chicken balls, sweet and sour. What you got in your box there, mate?
I have today.
Don't drop it, Steve.
I had the box of
I might need help opening the
Yeah,
box.
you're going to be alright with that. There you go. Mixed starter.
So in a salt and pepper box,
Look at that.
chicken balls, chicken wings, chips.
That looks mega, doesn't it? Look at that. What I'll do is I'll put up on the screen now exactly how you get in contact with these people. Happy filming days. Got my fortune cookie there. Hopefully it says I'll catch a Nosser pig tonight. So dinner with a view. Come on the carp. Right, 9:30, couple more spoms before we go to bed. We're going to get up first light. It's been a lovely evening. It's a nice Chinese, some good chats and that. Fingers crossed it happens tonight, baby. I really, really do hope it does. Putting all my eggs in one basket, well not all my eggs in one basket, but in regards to my best bit of armoury I've got, and particularly here at Berners Hall, and that's them 80mm OG fish. So that's what I'm going to go in with tonight, going with what I know. And hope and pray. So I'll touch base with you, if not with a fish, if not I'll touch base with you early hours. Right, wow, you joined me on a very lovely morning. Look at this, absolutely beautiful. Fish is just bossed right on the margin over the back. Got my 2 rods down there. I've just put some mixers out. They've just started taking a couple, but again off the back of the spot. Obviously tone the mixers in a bit. They're not drifting. I did do one. That's the furthest one that on my boundary of where
they're taking them at the moment, but Sneezy boy's asleep. Look at this. Cypher's alright. Steve snoring with a view. I think it does get much better than that, doesn't it?
Getting wet today then.
Oh mate, that's it. Yeah, bugger.
You've made it up, and mate, I've been watching you spomming over the course of the last 2 days, and I mean, your hard work's paid off. And
As eventually.
yeah, it's a nice one. What was the weight on this one?
22 and a half.
22 and a half. It's a nice
yeah,
fish,
lovely,
mate.
Lovely fish. I'm glad they come off the baited spot. Just seen one show in a margin, and I was nearly just picked the rod that went off up. Within another minute, it'd have been out of the water. So, luckily, it was in long enough.
You were saying to me last night you were quietly confident before you went to bed as well.
I was.
It's quite a nice side, that, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you get her back.
Happy blooming days. Come on, the ParkerBaits.
What an eventful morning. And D section has now caught, so massive shout out to Adrian. He's done very well doing that. We were both on the first light, first two up on the section. We were looking over to my right and I see a fish show. I think he mentioned it, so I've watched back the clip. And this fish shows on the margin. I thought, yeah, he's going to put a rod out. Walked down to his rod, went to undo it. Left it a little bit. Anyway, as I've turned back round, he's only playing a fish. I thought, how has he put a single on that showing fish and caught it already? But it wasn't, it was just baited spot. So what I'm trying to put across is, if he would have moved his rod, he wouldn't have caught that fish, but you would have never known. So yeah, mega morning. And also Adrian is a ParkerBaits user, so geared up. Few more spoms out on the top. Few more spoms out on the top. Sort of put them out again, very sporadic across the top, but keeping them my side. This is the best surface fishing weather I've had since we've been here. You can see the top of the water now, and it's completely flat, so which is absolutely lovely. So without further ado, time to lock on now. The bum twitchy time prior to that 9 o'clock. I need a fish to obviously put me through, and I think there's a fish just touched them mixers off the back there. I just see a fin come up. Surely they're not coming up that quick for him, because that would be lovely. No, I don't think it was.
So with just 1 hour left of the competition, it's looking good for you, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. This hour can't go fast enough, I can tell you that. Especially with how hard it's been fishing this weekend.
Been very slow in this section. I mean, we've seen fish sort of coming up.
It is. The most activity it's been this morning. I knew being in this section, it was 1 or 2 fish was going to win it.
Yeah, exactly.
So luckily, it's paid off this morning with having one off the bottom.
Over the sort of course of the last 2 days, I've been watching you. You've been working very hard, sort of spomming out when needed, and basically working for that bite, and it's paid off.
Yeah, that was always the game plan. Is to fish over a baited spot. 24 hours was the first 24 hours was pretty much right off.
Yeah.
Wait until they come in and then hopefully nab one or two. Fishing very similar.
Yeah.
I was starting off with the worm rigs, but I was just getting absolutely mullered by little ones. So just bobbins just going up and down. They had to come off. Changed over to more of a bottom bait, which we'll just go through now. Nice long Gemini boom. They're the 9-inch ones. ParkerBaits, OG Fish, hard hooker, bottom bait, tipped off with a pop-up corn. So that just balances absolutely perfectly, and obviously just a bit of extra air traction there, little mesh bag of OG Fish pellets, and that's what did the bite. 90% of my fishing is solid bags, but I just thought we'd just do something different, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it's good to sort of change it up a bit, especially, I mean, have you fished Berners Hall before?
Yeah, first time
fishing,
yeah.
So you're sort of almost going in blind, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's sort of, you know what works, and if you come up here again, you know sort of how you'd approach it again. But
yeah, and if this was a watercraft draw, this was actually my last choice.
Last choice.
Just of where the wind's been going, the other end. But this morning, tried to get them off the top. Loads of floaters out there. It was taken.
Yeah, I did see
it was taken, but just not enough for me to bring a rod in, change over to a controller floater setup, and go from there.
Yeah, that's it.
Been mainly using chopworm and corn, and then that was for the first sort of night. And then last night I actually went in with the good old 10 mils OG Fish out of there. Been keeping locked away for a special day. Yeah, that's what did it.
Yeah,
that's what did it from this morning. Spodding out them. I even throwing sticked a couple over the top as well, just to spread the bait a bit more.
1 hour left to go, mate. Just the one fish in this section.
Yeah, nail biting time now for me. I see Ben has been absolutely hammering the floaters in, and yeah, what a masterclass of what he's been doing, but he's just very unfortunate not to get one on the end of the hook.
So there you go. I think you've just seen a bit there of Adrian, and now he's been making it happen over to my right. I'm sort of sat on my hands here behind my rods. I've got one on the bottom on the baited spot, and then the left hand rod is on the controller out there. And there's the odd fish pecking off the back. Nothing crazy, but all it takes is one to just suck in that hook bait and it's game over. There's an hour left. Fingers crossed, it can all change.
Oh, Father, tell me, do we get what we deserve? Oh, we get what we deserve. And where down we go, 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 go. Oh, where down we go, 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 go. So where down we go, go, go. Way down we go. Oh, you let your feet run wild.
So that is the horn, and it didn't happen, but it's been great fun on Berners. So it's now time to pack up. We've got about an hour to pack up now, and then get down for a full presentation. But yeah, absolutely mega. Adrian buzzing, and fair play to him. Absolutely brilliant. Get everything packed up, and I'll see you up there.
And they will run you down till you go. Yeah, till you can't grow no more. And where down we go.
Right guys, thank you very much for this weekend. Well done to all of you. We can all agree it was tough. It was very tough going. You all tried your hardest, you all worked as hard as you could. Just wasn't happening, was it? So going through to the final. Just want to say congratulations, Ben. Well done. Got Max. Max had them 2 banging fish out first. Richard. Adrian, well done. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. For winners want to come over, we're going to do the pictures. If you want to shoot off home, you can do.
Right, so there it is, another ParkerBaits video. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself here at Berners. It really is a lake dearly close to my heart, it truly is. Just hasn't happened this time, but that's fishing. So if you have liked this video, guys, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward. And I'll see you all very soon. Peace out. Oh, and just before I go, make sure you check out last year's video. I've done a little bit better in that one. We caught a few fish. So go check that out. Now, I'll see you in a bit.
Way down we go, way down we go. So way down we go, way down we go.